solidification of metals means, he said clearly, it is the process of transformation of liquid metal into solid metal, that is called as solidification process. It means that when the liquid metal is taken from the furnace and then it is added into the mold cavity, then so allow it for some time, the liquid metal gradually loses heat to atmosphere. When it loses heat, then the density, viscosity of the fluid goes on, keep on increasing, and then finally it becomes solid. So then it reaches the room temperature. That is called as the solidification process. So this solidification process is explained with the help of a curve which is called as cooling curve. This curve is called as the cooling curve, which already you have studied in your material science subject in the previous semester, third semester. So cooling curve. What is that cooling curve talks about, or it will tell you? It is the curve which is representing temperature versus time. Temperature versus time. It means that with the lapse of time, the temperature of the heat of the metal, it is getting decreased. See, like this. This curve is called as cooling curve. So it is used to identify, it is used to define or describe the solidification process of metals. Okay. So now solidification, nothing but during solidification, the liquid changes into solid during cooling. Okay, liquid changes into solid. The energy of liquid is less than that of solid above the melting point. Hence, liquid is stable above the melting temperature. So here, above the melting temperature, you might have studied about the heating curves in your first year EME subject, steam chapter. If you remember, if you recall your steam chapter in the first EME, there you have studied about the heating curves. Heating curves means first we will take the water and then we heat the water, then the temperature rises up to a certain temperature. It is called as sensible heating. Once it reaches the sensible heating saturation point, then what happens? The horizontal line will come like this, how exactly we are showing the horizontal line. Like that horizontal line will be there. So that is, so latent heat. There latent heat is going to be observed or developed. Then once all the water is converted into steam, then further heating will cause the superheating of steam. Superheating of steam. Therefore, three types of heating conditions we will see. One is the sensible heating, which is from the room temperature to the boiling point. Okay, that is the sensible heating, where you can observe the increase in temperature. And once it reaches the boiling point, that is called as the saturation temperature, liquid saturation temperature. Then a constant line will be maintained, constant temperature is maintained horizontally, so that then whatever the energy, amount of energy you supply, that there is no cause of increase in temperature, but all the energy what you supply is utilized for transforming water into liquid water into steam. So for that purpose, that is why the temperature line will be horizontal during the temperature will be, that line will be horizontal during the latent heat. Next, after that, what happens? Once it reaches the latent heat saturation point, all the water particles got evaporated. Then it is going to convert into steam completely. Again, you continue to heat, supply the energy. Then it is going to increase the temperature above 100 degrees centigrade, 100, 200, 300 degrees centigrade, like that. Keep on increasing the temperature. Therefore, the curve will be opposite to this red curve. Opposite to this red curve. How it will come means, it will be from here, this point, it will go like this, sensible heat. Again, it comes horizontal. Again, it goes like this. So that is the opposite of this. Today, we are not interested in learning about heating curve. We are interested in learning about the cooling curve. Also, you have already studied about the cooling curve. So that is why let us try to understand this cooling curve and how the solidification of metal takes place. Okay. So now, see now what happens. This is the temperature in this graph. If you observe, this is the liquid metal temperature, where this point on the y-axis, where the red point is intersecting, this point is the liquid metal temperature at 0 time. It means that when it is poured into the molten metal mold cavity, when it is poured into the mold cavity, the temperature is here. That is the liquid metal temperature. So then, with the lapse of time, see with the lapse of time means as the time passes, the liquid metal gradually loses its heat. So it's gradually the heat is reducing. Where it is going? It is going to atmosphere. The heat is going to atmosphere, discharged to atmosphere. Therefore, the liquid metal temperature gradually comes down. Up to what temperature it will come down? Up to the saturation temperature here. So up to this temperature or freezing point, this temperature is called as freezing point. What is the meaning of freezing point? Freezing point, nothing but it is the point where the liquid metal started forming the solid particles. Liquid metal started forming the solid particles at this point. Up to that temperature, the liquid metal temperature will keep on decreasing. Once it reaches this point, that is the freezing point. This is the freezing point. Once it reaches this point, further for some more period of time, there will not be any decrease in temperature. It is horizontal temperature line is maintained. This is called as latent heat release. Latent heat release. The metal during cooling, it is releasing the latent heat. So therefore, since it is releasing the latent,
Sir, voice is not audible, sir.
of superheat up to this. Then from here to here, loss of latent heat. And from this curve, it is the loss of sensible heat. Opposite of what I told in the beginning, one curve called as heating curve. Sensible heat, latent heat, and superheat. So these things already you have studied in your fluid mechanics, thermodynamics also you have studied that curve. Okay, heating curve. So therefore, this is the solidification process. With the help of this diagram only, you can explain how the solidification, at what temperature solidification begins, at what temperature solidification ends. All these things can be easily understood. Okay, so this is called as the cooling curve. Why means temperature is reducing with respect to time, or with the lapse of time, heat is or temperature is becoming less and less. Therefore, this curve is called as the cooling curve. So now I would like to ask any doubts in understanding about the cooling curves. Any doubt in understanding about the cooling curve? Can ask question now. Any questions? From anybody?
No, sir.
Cooling curve, have got it? Understood?
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How exactly the solidification takes place means, say I'm toggling between the notes and the PowerPoint. So notes is already made available to you. Okay, in the MS team. Have you seen these notes? Lecture notes? It is already available.
No,
So you can download this module also. All modules are available. So the solidification process. Solidification is the process by which substance undergoes phase transformation. Phase transformation means from liquid phase to solid phase transformation taking place. Okay. Then how exactly the solidification takes place means, mainly there are two stages. One is the nucleation. This is called as nucleation, and the other one is the growth. Milk into curd. What we will do? We will add some amount of previous curd or buttermilk, whatever it is. Okay. So to the existing fresh milk, we are adding the previous old buttermilk or curd. Little amount we are going to add and allow it for some time. Some time means roughly 6 hours, 8 hours, like that. Okay. So if you allow it to settle for some time, then if you open, you can see the curd formation. It has already curd has formed. So how the curd has formed means, we have nucleated. Nucleated means we have added some seeds. Seed nothing but it is not the seed exactly. The buttermilk or the curd, previous curd, what we are adding it to the pure milk, that will act as the seed or the nucleation. It is the starting point of into curd. So here liquid metal has to solidify into solid metal. Liquid metal has to solidify into solid metal. For that purpose, what we are doing, so some nucleation process has to be there. What is the nucleation process means? Some solid molecules should be made available. See here, this is the entire liquid metal nucleation. How it is taking place means in this diagram. This is this blue color or gray color. You can see entire liquid metal in a container. Here and there you can see small particles which are present. This like this. This is the nuclei. Nuclei means it is the smallest particle which is formed within the liquid metal. Smallest particle formed within the liquid metal due to reduce in temperature. When it will form nucleus? Nucleus will form when the temperature of the liquid metal drops to freezing temperature. Drops to freezing temperature, then this nucleus will form. Like that, in the liquid metal, so many nucleus are formed. They are called as nuclei. Nuclei means it is the plural of nucleus. So many nucleus forms throughout the liquid metal. When means when the liquid metal temperature drops below freezing temperature or drops to freezing temperature, then so many these small particles will be formed. They are called as nuclei. These act as the seed. These act as the seed for further transformation of liquid metal. This around this nucleus, whatever the liquid metal is there, that will be solidified, and whatever the liquid metal around this nucleus will be solidified attaching to this nucleus. Like that, there are so many nuclei forms within the liquid metal. when the temperature drops. This is called as nucleation process. What is the nucleation process? Once again, I'm telling you, it is the process of formation of minute particles, very, very small particles, when that liquid metal temperature falls below melting temperature or freezing temperature. Below freezing temperature, when it falls, then these points are going to be formed. That is called as the nucleation process. That is the beginning of solidification process. That is why it is called as nucleation. Next stage is growth. Growth of nucleation or nuclei. These small nuclei are formed here. These small nuclei will grow bigger and bigger in size. That is called as growth of that. That is called as crystal growth. You can see the growth of crystal here. And finally, what happens? The grains are formed like this with boundaries. This is one grain and this is another grain. This is another grain. Like that, so many grains are formed finally. So therefore, main stages are nucleation and grain growth, and after that it is grain boundary is formed. So once again, here in nucleation, there are two types. Two types of nucleation. Types of nucleation we will be studying. So hope all of you understood what is the meaning of nucleation. Nucleation, nothing but it is the process of initiation of the solidification, that is called as nucleation. Okay. When it happens means when the temperature of the liquid metal falls below the freezing temperature. For your information, you can see this diagram. You can see this diagram. This is the starting of freezing temperature. This is the ending of freezing temperature. Starting and ending. Both at same temperature, there is no difference. It is a horizontal temperature line. So therefore, here, this is the starting temperature. This is the starting point where the nucleation takes place at this corner. Here, it is the ending stage where all the nuclei are developed, grown into bigger size, and grains are formed finally. All the liquid. Yes, tell me. Yes, tell me. Anything? Any doubts? Indrapa, some disturbance is coming. Any questions are there? You can ask now. If I am going fast, you can stop me at any point of time to ask the doubts. Is it clear for all of you? Is it clear? Please unmute and give the answer. If you are not unmuting and then giving the answer, I don't understand whether you are understanding me or not. Okay. Instantly, whenever I ask whether yes, I have understood, you should say yes or no. It is up to you. If it is understood, you say yes. If not, say no. Then we can repeat or we can do something. Okay. But some answer should come from your end. That's what I am expecting. Okay. So therefore, this is the of latent, superheat, loss of latent heat, loss of sensible heat. That is the solidification process. How the solidification takes place means the main stages already it was told. First, it has to take place nucleation. Nucleation meaning what? Beginning of solidification process. Small crystals or small grain begin to solidify. Small particles will, minute particles will produce solid particles. That is called as the nucleation. Then what is the meaning of growth? Growing of these minute particles into bigger size. With the loss of heat, when the liquid metal loses the heat, then the remaining liquid go on adhering to the or sticking to the nucleus. So when it stick to the nucleus, then it grow bigger and bigger and bigger in size. Okay, like that. There are so many nuclei in the liquid metal, then all these nuclei will grow bigger in size. Therefore, each growth of nuclei is forming one grain. See, this is here you can see in the third diagram, you can see grain formation, how it takes place. You can see this diagram. See, the grain is formed like this. This one, the texture of grain, you can see it is like this. And the grain of other one, neighboring, you can see here. So it grows like this. The orientation of this line, you can see it is like this. The orientation of the previous grain is like this. And if you see the orientation of this grain is like this, like this. So many grains are formed within the liquid metal. All these grains are oriented in different directions. Okay, like this. In this, still liquid metal exists. Where is the liquid metal? All this white patch, what we can see, all this is the liquid metal. Okay. This continues, grain formation continues until all these liquid metal completely exhausted or ceases to exist. All the liquid metal becomes transsolid. Until then, this solidification process or grain formation process takes place. After this solidification, that is, what is it called, all the liquid metal completely finished, then what happens? You will see the grain like this. See, this is one grain, this is another grain, this is subsequent next grain. Like this, so many grains are formed. Each grain, you can see, is separated by a boundary. See, this grain and this grain both are separated by a boundary. This is the boundary line. Like how interstate or district or national boundaries are there, like that you can see the grain boundary between them. Between two grains, you can see the separation wall. This is the separation wall which is separating the grain, this grain and this grain. What is the difference? The orientation of this grain is in this direction. See the lines you can see in this direction, whereas orientation of this is in this direction. Next grain, if you see, the orientation direction is different. Like that, individual grains or all the grains are oriented in their own different directions. This is, and they are separated by, these grains are separated by the boundary lines like this. This is called as grain boundary. Okay. Here, when we are studying about the defects in castings, we study about defects in casting. One important defect is grain boundary line defect. There is a defect called as grain boundary defect. What is the meaning of grain boundary defect? Grain boundary defect means when you apply the force on this material during solid state, when you apply the force, either compressive force or tensile force or shear force, any force you apply, first what happens? The failure of material, cracking of material or fracture of material initiates or takes place along the grain. Here it will go like this. The failure of material or the fracture of material will go along the grain boundary. So that Y means, why it is going along the grain boundary major is because there are so many imperfections, so many problems or imperfections which are present. Perfection means perfect. Imperfection means the atomic arrangement is imperfect along the grain boundary. Okay, along the grain boundary, atomic arrangement is imperfect. Therefore, the defects are existing along the grain boundary. If you apply the force during failure, first failure causes along the grain boundary. Okay, so that is the defect. 1 minute. Okay, this is called as the nucleation process, grain growth, grain formation, and polycrystalline structure. How exactly the nucleation takes place? This is the 4 stages explained in brief. Nucleation itself, I told you there are 2 types of nucleation. What are those 2 types of nucleation? What are the 2 types of nucleation? They are like this types of nucleation. One is homogeneous nucleation and the other one is heterogeneous nucleation. Homogeneous nucleation and heterogeneous nucleation. What is homogeneous nucleation? What is heterogeneous nucleation? Anybody? Can anyone give the answer for this question? What is homogeneous nucleation? What is heterogeneous nucleation?
The process of nucleation. The process of nucleation will be taking place in the same phase. It is called as homogeneous.
Same phase.
Yes, and if the process of nucleation taking place in different phase, like example solid to liquid or liquid to gas, then it is heterogeneous nucleation.
Yes. In a much simpler way, can you tell me? Karthikeya, you said whatever you said is right. In a better,
transformation between any 2 phases.
Allah, that is right. Single phase and between 2 phase, correct? No. Single phase when it exists, 2 phase when it exists. Adunnu helidre much easier to understand anta. Your answer is right. He said the transformation takes place in the single phase. It is called as the homogeneous nucleation. If the transformation or the nucleation takes place when there are 2 phases or multiple phases, it is said to be heterogeneous nucleation. When homogeneous nucleation is possible? Homogeneous nucleation is possible when, in case of pure metal, in case of pure liquid metal, pure metal is there. Pure metal nothing but only iron, only copper, only aluminium, without any impurity present in it. Pure metal, any absence of any kind of impurity. Okay, other elements are not present. Only pure element like aluminium, whatever may be the metal you take for that matter, iron. Don't take steel. Steel is not a pure metal. Okay, pure metals like aluminium, copper, gold, anything you take, chromium, silver, iron, any pure metal you take, they are called as pure metals. Single phase exists. Okay. What is multi-phase means? Or more phases, heterogeneous. Heterogeneous is possible where more than one phase, nothing but more than one material is present in it. More than one material is present. In case of alloys, for example. In case of alloys. Alloy means, what is the meaning of alloy? Can anybody explain? This also you have already studied in your previous class. What is an alloy?
Mixture of both metals and non-metals.
Mixture of both metals and non-metals. So alloy is a homogeneous mixture of metal and non-metal, but at 2 or more mixtures, one of them should be a metal. One of them should be a metal. For example, if I take iron and carbon, iron is the metal and carbon is non-metal, then we are going to get a steel, a kind of steel we are going to get. So there one is metal, iron, and carbon is a non-metal, we will be getting a type of steel. If you mix iron with chromium, molybdenum, nickel, etc., then also we are getting steel, and plus carbon. Then also we are getting steel, but the grade of steel, type of steel, it is different. Okay, there more than one type of metal is present. Iron is present, chromium is present, nickel is present. Like the different materials are present, metals are present. So therefore, more metals are present, and also some non-metals also may be present. So alloy means totally, it is a homogeneous mixture of two or more elements in order to produce in order to have the better properties, combined properties of two or more elements, but one of them has to be a metal. One of them will be a metal. So that is called as the alloy. In case of alloy, normally heterogeneous nucleation takes place. Heterogeneous nucleation takes place. Why heterogeneous nucleation takes place in alloy means, in pure metal, the melting temperature of one metal is there. For example, iron melting temperature is constant. But if you mix iron with tungsten melting temperature is different, iron melting temperature is different. So then, the phases will be different. So therefore, heterogeneous nucleation takes place in such case. So now, not only that, the heterogeneous nucleation we will see further. So I think you have understood what is the meaning of homogeneous nucleation and heterogeneous nucleation. Homogeneous nucleation always takes place in case of pure metal, and heterogeneous nucleation takes place in case of alloy. And heterogeneous nucleation, it requires some solid surfaces. He has already mentioned that two different phases are required for heterogeneous nucleation to take place. One solid substrate is required, so that is possible. That is the mold wall, etc. So that solidification process is called as the heterogeneous nucleation. Thus, that already you have studied in your previous subject. So now I will tell you about this difference between homogeneous and heterogeneous nucleation. See here, the comparison between homogeneous and heterogeneous nucleation. Homogeneous nucleation takes place without the presence of impurity atom. How the nucleation takes place means, homogeneous nucleation takes place in the absence of any impurity atom, or without the presence of impurity atom. But heterogeneous nucleation takes place in the presence of impurity atom. What is impurity atom means? With iron, carbon is there means carbon is the impurity atom. Okay, and liquid metal is there. So inside the liquid metal is there, and then outside the mold wall is there. That is made up of sand or solid particles. Then the depositing of the molten metal and freezing of the molten metal takes place adjacent to the boundary of the mold wall. So those things we will be seeing after this discussion. So therefore, nucleation takes place in the presence of impurity atom in case of heterogeneous nucleation. In homogeneous nucleation, see, you can see, it is an ideal case of nucleation and occurs in pure metal solidification. Here, heterogeneous nucleation, you can see, it is found in actual practice. It is metals and alloys, mainly in alloys. Nucleation may be initiated at any site without liquid melt simultaneously. That is, throughout the liquid metal at different locations or at any point, the solidification will begin where the temperature is low. At that point, the solidification or nucleation begins. But in case of heterogeneous nucleation, you can see nucleation is initiated on the substrate. Substrate nothing but the hard surface. which is serving as the platform. Substrate nothing but a hard surface, which is solid surface, which is acting as the platform.